President Bar Jagdeo says Barack Obama's road to the White House symbolizes what can be achieved when there is hope and perseverance.
Reports are that a serious rift is believed to be erupting in the rank and file of the People's National Congress reform following Winston Murray's resignation as chairman.
And renowned radio broadcaster for over 5 decades, Ayub Hamid Khan, has passed away and was laid to rest later in the day.
The details of these and other stories and of course the Diamond Mineral Water and NCN Sport News. Hello, good evening, I am Janelle Prasad.
And I'm Paul Moore.
With this edition of the 6 o'clock news for today, Wednesday, January 21, 2009. Here's what's happening. Paul.
Thanks, Janelle. President Bar Jagdeo says Barack Obama's road to the White House is a symbol of what can be achieved when there is hope and perseverance. He notes that the new leader has many challenges to overcome and will require global support to resolve the issues at hand. More in this report.
Scores of well-wishers gathered at Red House in Georgetown on Tuesday night to celebrate the inauguration of U.S. President Barack Obama. Addressing the event, President Bar Jagdeo alluded to Obama's message about principles and expressed hope that it will pervade as he works to create changes.
In Barack Obama, there is something unique. He represents change, but not just as a slogan. He represents change that could come about, the possibility of change in the whole world.
As the Guyanese leader reflected on the struggles of African Americans, he noted that Obama's inauguration is a sign that racial, religious, and other divides can be conquered. He believes that Obama has the will to tackle many of the current challenges and foster a better relationship with the rest of the world.
Today I saw him speak to the third world, to the rest of the world rather, and I don't recall any other inauguration speech that focused on the rest of the world. That is unique. And he said didn't have only a message for his friends and the allies of the United States of America. He said, for foes too, we are holding out a hand to you if you're prepared to unclench your fist.
While there are high expectations of the new American leader, President Jagdeo warns that all may not be fulfilled since he has taken office at a difficult time. The former Illinois junior senator made history on Tuesday when he took the oath of office, becoming the first black president of the United States. Billions looked on as he promised a new era of hope and change amidst a global economic recession and mounting troubles in the Middle East. Reporting for the 6 o'clock news, I'm Shardalal.
Well, President Bar Jagdeo has renewed his call for closer cooperation with the opposition PNCR, but says Robert Corbyn will find it difficult to resist negative factions within his party. The president at a media conference on Monday noted that had his calls been heeded to, there would have been an arrangement that would have allowed some levels of cooperation between the two. Here are details.
President Bar Jagdeo says first opposition leader Robert Corbyn needs to stop responding to those within the party who may have a different agenda and are doing everything to stymie closer cooperation between him and the government. Mr. Jagdeo recalled his argument that the opposition and government had missed a wonderful opportunity for working closer together because of these minor issues.
I'm interested in working closer with the opposition parties for the good of this country, for all of our people, to move Guyana forward. But I will not do so in a sporadic fashion or under threat or with irresponsible behavior. That we have to start, the way we do so is by building trust. And you can only build trust if you agree to have differences, but that the differences must not cause people to become bitter.
The president expressed dissatisfaction with the PNCR's stance with the government on climate change and the economic partnership agreement with Europe and the Caribbean last year. Meanwhile, responding to charges by the Alliance for Change that they are being left out by the PNCR, Mr. Jagdeo said he normally goes through the office of the leader of the opposition because this is a constitutional body.
Do that, but maybe if it is not working and the AFC is complaining that they are shut out by the opposition leader, then maybe I'd have to explore ways of involving them more and more in these discussions, that is directly.
The president earlier this month urged Corbyn to ignore calls for confronting the government on the streets. He said then that he is hopeful Corbyn does not fall prey to that logic because that is what has kept the country divided for many years. Mr. Jagdeo concluded that the leaders must be strong enough to lead their party along the way to genuine collaboration in spite of the so-called descendants and critics. Edward Lane, the 6 o'clock news.
The Protection of Children's Bill, which is listed to be read in the National Assembly for the second time tomorrow, which makes it the duty of a person to report any case of a child that is being abused. The proposed law states that a person whom, in the course of his or her professional duties, has reasonable grounds to suspect that a child is in need of protection must also report the case. This includes health care professionals, school principals, teachers, social workers, family counselors, religious leaders, police officers, and others. This bill will be tabled by the Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Pierre Manik Chan, as it seeks to provide for the protection of children, generally children at risk, and children in difficult circumstances. Meanwhile, a serious rift is believed to be unfolding in the People's National Congress reform following Winston Murray's resignation as chairman. A source within the party said several senior and other members of the political movement are irritated since Murray was regarded as one of the main brains. Edward Lane reports.
Winston Murray stepped down as the party's chairman last Friday following a controversy over his support for President Bharat Jagdeo in rejecting the economic partnership agreement with Europe last September. And a senior party official said Murray's resignation may lead to the dismantling of the PNCR. It is believed too that Murray's role in the National Assembly may be diminished following closely on the heels of the recall of James McAllister. Information reaching NCN revealed that currently there is a big division within the party's executive and now other members have begun contemplating leaving as they claim there is no democracy. This newscast also learned that Murray was asked to step down by the leader Robert Corbyn, contrary to the press release which said that Murray opted to resign. His posts as Shadow Finance Minister and role on the Public Accounts Committee in Parliament are believed to be in question. The source says too that there will never be a replacement for Murray regardless of who take up the position, since Murray was well informed on the party's policy and is one of the best within the PNCR on national issues. This newscast was told that already several party stalwarts have begun campaigning to fill the void. This is further compounded by the notion Richard Van West Charles, the former health minister and son-in-law of LFS Barnum, is taking a strong claim to the PNCR's leadership. But this campaign, according to the source, is deepening the tension already within the political movement. The same official noted that Corbyn is being accused of dismantling the core of the party and is battling to remove some of those who have been there even before his arrival. Sources say too that it is unclear if Murray will remain any longer in the party as the relationship between him and Corbyn continues to deteriorate. This has been the third such occasion where senior members left the PNCR because of disagreement with Corbyn since he assumed leadership following the death of Desmond Hoyt in December of 2002. The first to leave the party was now leader of the Alliance for Change, Raphael Trotman. Edward Lane, the 6 o'clock news.